I wasn't going to make a follow-up video, but I figured it would be appropriate because I feel like there's more to discuss about the Raging Blast mission in Time Nest. So, for starters, I'm pretty sure that there's not exactly a public response. There's one on Team BT4's Discord, but the simple gist is they're not going to fix this. You know, the issue with Vegeta switching instead of transforming, they're not gonna take care of that, saying they have way more important tasks at hand, which I totally understand, but if we're going to be realistic, because I was the one presenting the bug and not Metal, for example, who I did, for, for clarity, inform first, like before making the video, I let him know right away and he could have told the team before I made any video on it. So it's because of me making the video that they didn't like introducing the change, because then it would be tied to my name kind of because I proposed it. But as said in the video again, it was my good friend who had actually found the solution. I just applied it to BT4. So that's just a recap of what previously happened, and I'm glad the team still has personal issues with me years later after firing me. There's more to it than that, but I'm not going to reveal it here because it's not even in people's interest right now. Let's be real. It's all internal bullshit. So let's just jump right into this observation. So it's treated, like a Dragon History scenario. All these bonus missions, they're called, or bonus stages. So I can just set this to hard, right? Yeah, I can, and there may be a raised difficulty. However, the way it works in the original game, the normal and hard difficulties, is that it raises what is the default difficulty, aka the easy one. It raises that by 6, and then the hard one is the same, but it's raised by 9. So it's literally not noticeable. So really, I could be wrong entirely. In which case, kudos to the team for actually taking care of this. Now, in hindsight, since they don't want Vegeta to transform, just take out the beginning, or put the voice lines from the beginning in this scene, or just have the scene start off with Vegeta already transformed. I really don't get what the issue is. I'm dead serious. I literally do not get why they made it so difficult to just implement a fix. Like it's a clear issue, right? Why else would it get the reaction it got? You know? So they have that to fix. They can find whatever ways they want, even if they don't like the legitimacy of that exploit. Maybe it could affect something else in the future, and that's why they're not considering it. But I'm not gonna swallow any of that bullshit. They can come up with whatever excuse they want. If they don't want to do it because they saw me presented, they can just say that, you know? No issue. My only issue is this idea in the first place of having these bonus stages, because I mentioned in the video something really funny, that it actually leads to just like 50%, right? So what I mean by that is if I lose the mission, which I'm going to try right now, then it's going to say 50% HP at the end, purely because they felt like it was necessary to have two characters, but only one of them is playable. Whatever. We'll take that. Now, the real issue for the transformation, which I did not mention in the video, is the difference in costumes. As in, base form is costume 2, right? But here it's costume 1. That's what they were dealing with. And in BT4, the parameters are, I guess, common to every costume. They're not stored as duplicates that can be changed from costume to costume. That's what the BT3 system uses. They changed it. I've explained this in my research repo already. So no problem there. I mean, of course, because they can't just like give him a transformation he doesn't have. But even then, what was suggested in the video was to have the transformation be disabled in every mode besides this one. So nothing would be lost, I guess, besides one transformation, because they're already taken. So I stand corrected. We have a C. I got a C, not even a D. I got a C. But 50% HP, even though there's clearly one character. So what is the deal even? That's my question. Like, how do we go about fixing this? Unfortunately, I can't show this in the video because that will require actual modding, which I don't do anymore. And this is another tangent I want to go on about, and that is, this is the scenario. I extracted it from the ISO. Very nice. Question is, how do I know that's the one? I mean, I could have extracted any scenario. Well, this is the ID, and if I go in memory, I can just search for it. I already have, so don't worry. I can just load it again. Yeah, there we go. It's already here, actually. So this is the scenario. This is what's currently loaded. And if we want proof that, yes, this is the one, further proof, I could do what is essentially the funniest thing ever. Changing the character so that it's a different character entirely. You know, let's do that. Why not? Again, purely in memory, this isn't me modding, because that's the tangent I want to go on about, and that is making temporary changes to a process should not qualify as modding, and neither should just installing other people's mods, because at that point, every Left 4 Dead 2 player is a modder, apparently. All those add-ons, yeah, those are mods, you know? Like, I hate these technicalities where every change is considered a modification. I know what mod stands for, it's an abbreviation. But you cannot apply that to someone who's already, you know, sealed their fate. I mean, in this case, me. Because I made it perfectly clear with the drop of Sparking Hyper that that's it, that's my magnum opus. You're not getting more from me. And even for that April Fool's video, which I made, that was just mod installation. Every mod there is not even mine, dude. Yup. It's not mine. And that's, I think, the joke. The joke is, it's out of character for me to make another ISO after retiring, after making my own mods, not just taking others. Because that's like the funny thing too. I'm also known for, how do we say it? Data mining. Because more or less that's what I'm doing right now. I mean, I'm going in the memory and checking that's the actual file, which is why I have it pulled right here. Wonderful. So that's pretty much the tangent. It's clear as day. Text mod is not modding. Add-ons are not modding. Changing bytes in memory, for crying out loud, is not modding unless you have a super vague definition of it, which is just flat out wrong. So let me just recall what the idea is for Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, because I'm going to change it in a very primitive way, not the way anyone should change it, but if it does the job, it does the job. That's the logic I follow. So I'm going to recall, because I think it was 220? Was it? I could be wrong, seriously. 220. I was close, it's not. It's 208, so that's the idea we're going with. But I will change it to another character, because I want to be funny. So, 208, what's 208 in hex, real quick? There is a... I need this, perfect. So I type in 208 here. D0, wonderful. It's actually right here. Wow, it's early on. It's like right here. This is the character ID. And to prove that it's not used for anything else, this is what I like to do. So we divide by 4, 1972. Let me just overwrite this temporarily so I can just know what value it is. So B407. I guess it's wrong because I made a mistake actually. It should be... Yeah, I made a mistake. That's yeah, I took the actual position in the file. It should be relative to the GSDT. So it says 80. So 80 divided by 4 is 20. 20 in hexadecimal. Yeah, no, this is definitely used more than once. Well, I'm not in the mood to properly change it because I think here it's just going to change the music. I think. I could be wrong. I think here it's going to change the music. Here it's going to change the character. I want to change just one byte for today and I'm set. Alright? So we're going to do this really carefully. I'm going to make a save state. And this loads way too quickly. Again, mad props. Mad props. This loads way too quickly. Watch this. It loaded already. It just loaded like that. It's already loaded in the loading screen. It's not like they loaded half of it and then the other half. No, no, no. All of it loads in one shot. So I already thought of the character I'm going to put here. I'm going to put, of course, who other than a pool. Because I'm funny like that. I just thought of a pool because in my mind it's funny. And also because his ID is like 222. Something like that. So it's literally DE. Okay? So I just changed this. And let's see what shit happens, alright? If it's gonna break or not. This is like the most like convincing proof this is the actual scenario I'm editing. There's no faking this.
Now to show the world.
Oh, come on. Did it not change it? You're kidding me. No fucking way. That's a disappointment. Because I likely did the math wrong. So if I go down here... Yeah, hold on. But this is the actual ID, though, so I don't know why it didn't save my changes, I guess. Or... Yeah, it's 208. That is Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, clear as day. So why did it not change that? That's what I'm wondering, too. I changed the ID, so... This is way too soon. I... I don't think I can show the change. For whatever reason, it's not letting me. So let's do this again, super carefully. I swear this actually works, and if it doesn't work, I'll search for the pointer, so that I'll make it point elsewhere. Alright, please tell me. It loads this again. What is it doing, seriously? This is the actual memory, right? Like, there's no way it loaded the file twice, and I'm just not aware of it. No, there's only one address. So, what is it doing that... I think what it is, it does this shit frame 1. That's what it is. It's doing this shit frame 1. And the moment I change it, it doesn't count anymore. Well, isn't that moronic? I mean, what else could it be besides that? So we're gonna do an alternate route. This is a bit more risky, but I like it. So, let's change this. This is the scenario ID, like I mentioned. Let's change this. If this doesn't work, because something's got to work. There's no way it's not going to work. It's not working. The memory is permanent. As in, the changes I made are permanent until I quit, and then I have to do them all over again. So, that further proves my point that what I'm doing is not modding because I changed the memory and nothing got carried over somehow. Usually it would. But I'm not so lucky today. Well, I mean, it's still convincing proof. And what I want to do instead, that I think will be changed permanently, I think, is changing the game's code so that it loads a different difficulty raise. So let's look for it. I did this for another ISO, actually. But I guarantee you the code is identical, even in BT4, because I just know it's built on top of BT3, and they didn't change anything. So let's search for it the exact same way. The exact same way. Like the bytes right here that I highlighted, that's the search. So notice that this is it. It says 9. And then this is the one that says 6. I think that's the one for raising the difficulty, because it's like the same exact instruction in assembly. So if I go to disassembly, it's an add immediate unsigned. So don't tell me it's add immediate upper, it's unsigned. Okay, that's what the U stands for. So we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna raise the hell out of this difficulty, because I want a challenge, right? And I want to prove that they took care of it. The difficulty raise, because I'm already have it set to hard difficulty. So what I'm going to do, without resulting in some overflow, hopefully, because I don't know what the base difficulty is. I could check, but I can't be bothered. So we're gonna set it to 6.9, not 69.69. All right. This is the game's code we're talking about, so it's going to be loaded. It should be loaded, so let me explain this. Because I may have changed the file, but I'm not sure if the code itself is different, so we're gonna check if the difficulty raise has been successfully applied. Okay, first off, he's already kicking my ass. It's not good. Let's hope it's temporary. So I'm gonna do some unsafe moves. Unsafe. Unsafe. Meaning that he can just teleport and stuff like that. Alright, this... Okay, what's it doing? Because I'm trying to check if there's an actual raise in difficulty. Like, I'm not just holding back on purpose. It's... There has to be a difficulty raise that I can notice. And if I don't notice it, it's because I have to go back in the code, or back in the menu, and change it. Because what I'm assuming it only applies the code when you're changing the difficulty, not when you're just keeping it as is. That's, of course, my assumption, because right now, it's not doing so much. We're getting a few teleports, and that's it. This isn't like the highest difficulty raise. Okay. Let's just quit, yeah. What does surrender do? I wonder. It takes us right here. And I like how it's different, because... Oh no, it's actually the same as quitting a regular mission, never mind. Thought of something else. So, again, the code, it is changed, I promise you. So, we're gonna set it to easy, then hard, because if they somehow... Because I will test this for a normal scenario, and check if that raised the difficulty. Because there's no way they just kept it intact, as in, they made it so that the difficulty never raises. To be fair, it is probably the case because when you're going from menu to menu, how are you gonna keep track of things, right? I would assume they changed the difficulty. Well, no, I guess this literally does not work. Again, the change itself does, I promise you. Because if I test a regular scenario, there should already be a spike in difficulty. So, why did I feel like making this observation in the first place if I knew I wouldn't get any results from it? It's because the scenarios themselves are way too easy. Like, the actual missions are harder, not the scenarios. So, because the difficulty raise does not apply, sadly, I don't have much of a choice. I'm just gonna have to play something worth playing here. Let's check for ourselves here. What should be a good enough demonstration other than the scenario that everyone's already played? Well, it's gotta be this one, because they kept the mission in timeness for this. They kept the mission, right? But they didn't keep the... Like, what I was thinking they should do for the next update, they should just replace this. And then move it over. Because, you know, it would be funny. Yeah. Well, they changed his melee, alright. Like, a lot. Like, in the most uncanny ways. Like, I like it for sure, but some of these smash attacks are like straight up ported for something. Like, what is that kick? What is that kick? Why is that so funny? And no, I'm actually noticing the difficulty raise. I'm noticing it a bit. Yeah. That is funny. Well, did they improve the clashes or not? Because they said they fixed it, but I don't get what they did. I don't even know if the difficulty has been raised. My only way to check right now, and this is a dumb way of checking it, is to go in memory. But I wasn't prepared for this. Normally I would be prepared. So, right now what I'm dealing with, is completely nuts. So right now, my only solution is to reset the game. Because there's just no way, right? Let's make it even higher, actually. Because how else? So I'm doing this before it checks the memory card. Which I'm not sure how that relates, but alright. So I raised it right here because I'm being perfectly precise on this. So that there's no excuse that the code doesn't work. It should. It would be hilarious if it somehow didn't work. Because I promise you it does. And I'll even show the code in Hyper how it works there. So let's do the first fight instead. Because I'm like incredibly disappointed right now. I was hoping some actual results would come out of this. But for whatever reason, they're not. Well, we started off with the Z-Counter, did we not? That's new. I mean, they did increase the timing. Yeah, they did. Oh no, this is very noticeable. What the hell? No, I'm actually not holding back, legit. I know items play a role too, the items of the opponent, but he's actually doing well, to my surprise. I know the best way to test it is to do clashes, like I did before. So, yeah. Yeah, no, I'm getting my ass kicked. That's pretty much what it is. So, GG's on that. Let me just play this the way it is, alright? Alright, let me just stop mashing square. So I'm doing unsafe moves. So heavy finish can be vanished. He's not vanishing those for whatever reason, but he did vanish. You see counting a lot, okay? Like, this is uncanny. This is an uncanny amount of Z-Counters. Again, they increase the timing, but the CPU doesn't take it into account, I think? Yeah, it doesn't. It's just gonna keep doing that, it doesn't matter. And I'm screwed. I mean, I'm still gonna try to put up a fight, I'm not just gonna lose on purpose here. But, it's not easy. Even for me, I raised the difficulty to excruciatingly high amounts. Because it's taking not just the value I put in here, in the code, it's also taking the base value. It's an additive. Yeah, no. Yeah, there's proof that it works, but I have to make the change the instant it's loaded, which is what I try to do with the Raging Blast scenario. Well, good effort, I guess. I took down like half his health, I guess. So that works. Let's see if by some miracle it actually carries over, because if it carries over, I'm right in both ways, as in, I'm right, the scenarios are too easy, and I'm right, I should have changed this from the very beginning. That's why I said mad props to the team if they actually prevented this check from going through. But the odds are, not even they did it. It's more like, think of it this way, it's more like the game's original code did it. So, what is it doing? What? The eye is doing nothing right now. What is this? What is it? Hello? It just stopped moving. It stopped moving. I was out of its sight, and it just stops moving. What is this game, man? This is like a side effect, I think, of the higher difficulties, but I could be wrong, honestly. Okay, he teleported that. He teleported. So, what do we have here? We have higher difficulty missions. And we also have, I mean, my ass getting wrecked, which is entertaining. Yeah, no, it's actually working. I didn't play BT3 today at all. No warm-up, no nothing. This is just me hopping on the game because I felt like making a video on it. Again, I'm not going to become a BT4 channel, even though it would be funny. I do have a lot of stories to share. But it does take away, doesn't it? Like, from me, from the team themselves, because it gives this impression that I'm egocentric or whatever. But they literally viewed me as like the lowest of the low, as in just a collaborator, not even like an actual member, if that makes sense. It's just some guy whose mods we took without permission, which it did actually. I wasn't even aware in the very beginning that my mods made it into the game. Like, yeah, I released them, I guess, but I genuinely did not know they were there. So, again, I was just like any other guy today. You know? That's the best way to sum up just about every story I could even share if I wanted. Well, the rest of this video, I guess, is just going to be me playing this. Because to my surprise, I'm actually holding up. And the reason is, the scenario itself is very Vegeta favored. So, it only makes sense, you know? It only makes sense. So, difficulty raise it just has to be there. Like, I noticed it in the story mode earlier, and I'm noticing right now with the Z-Counters. The Z-Counters are such a dead giveaway. I'm not even sure about the clashes themselves, because right now I just fired a volley, so I had no hopes, you know? Yeah, no. I'm really not a fan of these Z-Counter changes they made. Because it leads to this infinite key situation. In a game where key management does matter, actually. It happened again. We're both at full key, and I know why they did this. It's because online matches, for example, there's not a lot of charging taking place. It's usually like after a rush, or when there's actual distance, but even then you're gonna get interrupted. And by the way, this Omega Blaster thing, it did not get fixed despite me proposing that it should get fixed. So expect that for the next beta. Which is always the answer you're going to receive whenever there's an issue. Next beta. You know? They can't make a patch or like I did. Because even the way I did it's kind of janky. I wouldn't recommend it. Like, I don't recommend coding exactly the way I do. That's the best way to put it. Okay, I'm not fucking surviving this, let's just make it clear. Let's use Saiyan Soul with finished side effects. Hold on. I think it... Does this give me max power? I think it does. It's called Saiyan Soul. It has the animations of Saiyan Soul. It has the effects, the visual ones. A finished sign, and it has the... I don't get this. It's an issue I've brought up repeatedly. And they do nothing to fix it because it's like too much and too late kind of thing. I don't know. Another beta it is. Cycle goes on. Alright, we're gonna have a beam struggle, please. Well, not really. I'm actually trying to win this. Okay, with this difficulty raise. I'm trying to win this. But he's just gonna Z-counter every... I did a single punch and he Z-countered it. You understand this? He did a single punch. And I did a single punch, he Z-countered it. Thin air. Like, you can't tell me the difficulty raise is not working. You cannot tell me. And he immediately Dragon Dashes towards me. Give me a break, man. Like, these are signs of the higher difficulty, because it just does these Dragon Dashes en masse. And I cannot be bothered, screw it. I mean, this is the more canon ending, if you want to call it that way. Yeah, it really is, Goku. It really is. So, again, conclusion. The scenario is not getting fixed because it has my name attached, whether you like it or not. And on top of that, now we know that the difficulty raise thing does work. It does work. Meaning that they could just crank up the difficulties already, or they could do something funny, is what I'm suggesting, which is to have the difficulty set so low that you only notice an effect when you have it set to hard by default. Which sounds like what they're doing already, but what I'm proposing is different. It's different, as in just set every difficulty to 0, or a small enough number, and then it looks like it's the default thing. I don't know if this makes sense, because in the original code, there's barely any difference in difficulty. So you don't notice it. So I was thinking, have it either be incredibly low, or have it be high enough so that it's on par with the rest of the missions. I mean, anything but what we have currently, right? So, really quick, one last time, let me just search for this, because I'm just not impressed right now. I did everything I could, and nothing changes. So, I'm gonna do one last thing, and if that doesn't work, I'm heading out, man. I'm gonna change the character this time to, because I was thinking about it, I have to put this in the loading screen first. Like this. And this better work, man. 0 results. Right now that the loading screen is showing, it better show up. I'm trying to do this frame perfect, okay? Which is difficult. So I'm going to set this to, I think it was Demigra. Let me go for Demigra. Let's go for, final form? No, because the cameras will look ridiculous. No, let's do like the typical one, I guess. Typical form. I don't know what it's called. Base form. Oh, that's a funny ID. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. If that doesn't change, I'll just break everything on purpose. I swear to God, I'll just break everything. I don't care. I'll just end the video on a game crash, I guess. Because those are funny. The music's different, I think. It worked. It worked. The music is different. It works. It works. It works. There we go. There we go. What is this? What's this animation? What is this animation? Is this the lock-on one? It's the scouter search animation. It's the scouter search animation. Man, this is hilarious. Alright, let's try this again with the higher difficulty raise. Hey, quick time events! Resident Evil 4, anybody? Jesus. It really does take me back to those days. Hey, we're gonna have another one of those? Nah. Yeah, we're good. What's this damage output? What the hell is this? Is this increased for the parameters of the costume? Or is it actually like this? That melee was nuts. It's either they did that or it's because of the Z-counter damage being multiplied. That is insane damage. You don't need me to explain that. That is just wrong. Hold on, let me actually show the moveset. Because I picked Demigra, because people left comments in Metal's video saying they want this to be playable, which I highly agree with. I'll be honest. I highly agree. I do want these characters to be playable. That's like 100% guaranteed. Not from them, from me, maybe. Maybe I'll think about like making a cheat code or something, but let's not keep our hopes up. You know? Let's not keep our hopes up. Beautiful. I mean, you said it. He wants speed, alright. Let's give him speed. Let's finish this really quick. I'm trying to win this, you can tell. Everything leads to a Z-counter. Everything leads to a Z-counter. It's not even funny. And oh no. Everything leads to a Z-counter. It's not even funny anymore. This difficulty raise, which I think is beyond like the normal limits of the game, it's like so unreasonable. And these Z-Counters, you would think they're impressive, right? Not to me, they're not. Raising the input window makes them literally less impressive, I'm sorry. It doesn't even do anything. It doesn't, the barrier, which I was hoping he'd walk into, does nothing. Oh, this is gonna screw me over. Or not. No, 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 I like that. I like that. Um, nice. How long did that single hit take, by the way? No, seriously, how long did that single hit take? Okay. This is the favorite combo of every BT3 player. Just square, square, square. Yeah, just teleport everything. Because at that point, I'm gonna have to cheese this shit. Yeah, that's how we're doing it. Yeah, he's gonna teleport this because it's like Omega Shenron's animation. Or no, he's gonna do the dumbest thing ever. Meanwhile, I keep getting, I keep getting this animation. Like, I know why they put this animation. It's because it's not even used. But it's not even like they went for an animation that's actually loopable. They went for an animation that's only meant to be played once. That's like so dumb because they could have changed the. What they could have done is they could have changed. There's a specific animation ID used in story mode to change the pose so that it's this unique, more chill pose, I guess. It's a pose like specific for this mode. It's not called anywhere else. So I was thinking they just replaced that, but no, I guess not. We're not having that today. My frame rate's dropping for whatever reason. I actually want to win this as Demigra. This would be so funny. He just saw me do it. Yeah, no, they definitely increased the parameters for story mode. I keep thinking it's a max power mode blessed one because it's the case for half the characters in this game. God damn it. Why can't I just why can't I effortlessly go in max power? Just out of thin air. Why? Okay, now I got him. Oh, he got me. He got me. You got me, dude. This is gonna give me points! No, it's not. Oh, no! I saved myself, dude. I saved the run. I saved the run, dude. There we go. Thank you for saving us, Demigra. This is so much fun, dude. Like, I made the scenario more fun for myself. You guys understand this? I made it more fun for myself. It's not actually this fun when you play it. Yeah. Yeah, we go back to the lock-on pose. And I actually like this music selection. Like, that's why I said earlier, it's not worth it to just change the data of the scenario. Just change the offset so that they point to the correct data. Yup, that's it. I've already extended this video to, like, what, 40 minutes? And that's crazy. It's a lot of yapping, I must admit. But let's see what rating we get from this. Give me a Z, please. Give me a Z. There we go. Beautiful. With how much health? It still says 50, remember. It still says 50. Because of the other Vegeta just did nothing. So, if you subtract 50,000 points from this, I would get an A. Because my percentage of health was like nearly zero. Nearly zero. So, yep. GG's on that. Just wonderful stuff. So, once again, for anyone who's even made it this far, I'm assuming most people haven't, Thanks for watching, and don't expect another BT4 video unless I'm highly motivated. But again, let's not hold our breath on that.